Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving into something huge. We're talking about how organizations can stop just tinkering with AI and actually start using it to win. We're going to look at the rise of the AI office, how it's shifting from just a cool idea to something that's absolutely critical for businesses and even for entire countries.
Right, let's just start with this, because it really says it all. For the longest time, AI was this thing you played with in a lab. But now, it's about survival. It's about growth. Honestly, not having a real AI strategy today is like trying to run a business without the internet. It's just not going to work for very long.
So what happens when you don't have that central strategy? You get this random acts of AI, and you've probably seen this. It's when your marketing team spins up a chatbot and the finance team builds some forecasting tool, but none of it is connected. It's messy, it can be a huge security headache, and you're just not getting the big strategic win. You're basically throwing money at a bunch of disconnected projects with very little to show for it.
And that brings us right here to AI's existential moment. Because the speed of change we're all living through right now, well, it's pretty much unprecedented. I mean, just look at how this timeline gets compressed. It took a whole 15 years to go from a computer beating a chess master to the real deep learning breakthroughs around 2012. But then, the leap from GPT-3 to GPT-4, just 3 years. And now, as we're heading into 2025, we're talking about AI that can actually do things for us. The acceleration is just mind-blowing. So how on earth do you manage this explosion of power and avoid all those random acts of AI? Well, this is the solution we're talking about today, the AI Office, or AIO. And the absolute best way to picture it is as the nerve center for everything AI in your organization. It's the brain, making sure the strategy, the ethics, the talent, the tech, it's all working together, all firing in sync.
And you should know, this is not just some corporate buzzword. Let's look at how this idea is playing out on a much bigger stage. We're talking about a global AI blueprint.
That's right. This idea is so powerful that entire governments are now building their own national AI offices. They get it. They know they need a central brain to guide policy, spark innovation, and make sure they don't fall behind on the world stage.
You know, look at the European Union. They just created their own AI office, and its job is really clear. First, it monitors what's happening, tracking trends, seeing where Europe is strong and where the gaps are. Second, ethics. It makes sure AI is being built in a way that aligns with core EU values like fairness. And third, liability. It's tackling that really tricky question of, hey, who's on the hook when an AI messes up? But of course, this isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. While the EU is really focused on how to get its AI startups to scale up, a country like Malaysia is laser-focused on a different problem, closing that AI talent gap and getting its whole workforce up to speed. Every nation is tailoring its AI nerve center to its own unique needs. And the list just goes on. It's a truly global trend. The UAE is using its AI to boost its national competitiveness. Saudi Arabia has a powerful office driving ethical AI into every single sector. Egypt has a national strategy to build a whole AI industry from the ground up. The pattern is crystal clear. Having a central AI office is becoming the go-to playbook for any country that's serious about the future. Okay, so we've seen why you need an AIO, and we've seen how even nations are doing it. But how do you actually build one inside a company? Let's dig into that right now. Building the enterprise AIO.
This right here, this is the mission statement. This is the North Star for a corporate AIO. And just look at those keywords. It's not just about being smart, it's about being an intelligent and ethical enterprise. It's not just about cool one-off projects. It's about doing it in a way that's scalable for the whole company and completely secure. So how do you make that vision a reality? Well, the mission really breaks down into these 4 key jobs. First, you have to lead AI for real business impact, not just tech for tech's sake. Second, you make sure every single AI project aligns with your company's values and actually makes money. Third, you drive adoption so people are actually using these tools. And finally, you build AI fluency so everyone from the intern to the CEO can speak the same language.
And those jobs, they translate directly into real business goals. Things like using AI to get closer to your customers, achieving operational excellence with smart automation, speeding up innovation, becoming an ethical leader in your space, and making sure everything is perfectly aligned across the entire company for maximum impact.
So who's actually on the team? Well, a typical AIO is led by a chief AI officer. And under them, you've got these key leaders, each focused on a critical piece of the puzzle: strategy, risk, talent, and engineering. This kind of structure makes sure you have an expert covering every single angle of your AI transformation. And this team, they operate in a really agile, fast-moving cycle. First, they discover potential AI opportunities all across the business. Then, they prioritize them based on what's going to make the biggest difference. They quickly build a prototype to see if the idea has legs. If it works, they scale it. And all the way through, they govern the whole process to keep it safe, ethical, and effective. All right, we've talked about the why, the what, and the how. Now, for the most important part, your AI journey starts now.
Because here's the thing, often the biggest hurdle to getting AI right isn't the technology, it's the people. The data shows that while more than half of employees have dabbled in AI, less than 1 in 5 are using it frequently. Only 19%. That massive gap in what we could call AI fluency is the #1 thing a successful AIO has to tackle.
So how do you know if your AIO is actually working? You have to measure it. Success isn't just a feeling, it's a number on a chart. What percentage of our most important AI use cases are actually deployed and running? What's our company-wide AI readiness score? How quickly are we actually seeing a return, that time to value, on our AI projects? These are the kinds of metrics that prove the AIO is creating real value. And that brings us back to what might just be the most important idea of all. This whole thing, it's not about tech replacing people. It's about collaboration. The real magic happens when AI makes humans smarter, more creative, and more effective. A truly great AI office is just a facilitator for that incredible partnership. So, we'll leave you with this question to think about. Just look around your own organization. Do you see it? Do you see those random acts of AI? Disconnected projects, siloed teams, no clear strategy? If you're nodding your head right now, then maybe it's time to ask the really big question. Isn't it time to build your nerve center?